What is going on, crypto family? This is your boy Random Arts coming with a quick video. And on this video, guys, we're going to be talking about GME melt up, GameStop melt up, and how it is going to make Roaring Kitty go parabolic, guys. Again, when it comes to Roaring Kitty, that is just one of the narrative. Roaring Kitty has so many different narrative that it could legit, one week play off of one narrative, then the next week play off another narrative. So this week or this flavor for right now is GameStop, and we're seeing a lot of attention on GameStop, and it's going to bleed over into the meme coins that is related to GameStop. So I'm gonna break it down to you in this video. So do me a huge favor, watch the video all the way to the end. Like this content, share this content, leave a comment because it is going to feed the algorithm so that way more people could see and know about Roaring Kitty. That's how YouTube works. So before I even dive into it, let's take a quick look at Bitcoin or the overall market. It is up 5%. Bitcoin is above 100K, guys, 101. And I made this prediction on X between, I want to say December 23rd to January 2nd. We could see a Bitcoin reaching $140,000, guys. 140,000. And that's my prediction as far as like the time frame of when it could happen. So we're gonna see whether or not if I'm right or if I'm close. Uh, but either way, things are looking good. And if you guys are a seller in this market, if you guys are day trading in this market, you're gonna come out the biggest losers as far as like trading in this market, because right now is not the time to be selling anything. Anytime that there's a dip in the market, you're going to see a sharp rebound where, if you're playing this, day trading joint, you're going to always start chasing and missing out on your gains. But at the end of the day, it's your money. You want to do what you want to do with it. You have your own strategy. I have mine. But the market in itself is proven, and you can see it right now. I'm seeing people chasing where all they had to do just hold on to their position and boom, they would have been in a better position. But it is what it is. So now let's take a look at GameStop. GameStop had their earnings, right? So their earnings came out with GameStop. And the best thing about earnings that I like to listen to, or I like to know after earnings, not necessarily just the numbers, is what is going to come next. What is the plan for the company? And one key thing that they stated in their earnings call was this. It says during the quarter, the company completed its previous disclosed at the market offer uh, equity offering program pursuant to the. Let's skip all of that. This part right here. It says the company does not anticipate any further at the market offering involving the offer to sell of any its common stock during the current fiscal year. Guys, that is huge. So to break it down, to translate what they just pretty much stated, they're not going to issue out any more shares, or they're not going to sell any shares, pretty much diluting the GameStop stock. They're not going to do that for the remaining, for the remaining of the fiscal year. And if you don't know what a fiscal year is, it's not talking about the calendar year, which is ending in December. Fiscal year ends in, I want to say, February-ish, like in February. So between now and February, they're not going to be adding new shares to the open market. So what does that mean? That means it's going to give Keith Gill, in my opinion, a path to be able to come in. So Keith Gill, as you guys already know, one tweet for him, one post for him, you're looking at 10 million, guys. 10 million in views, 10 million in whatever you want to say. Like, he gets people talking. And this is what we want to see. We want to see him come back, and we want to see him active, because again, that is going to also impact the overall price of Roaring Kitty. Now let's take a look, guys, at James Rowland, which is a huge influencer when it comes to GameStop. And he broke down his thesis, and funny enough, guys, he is saying the same thing that I had said. Like, it's one thing to just only hear from me. But if you hear from somebody else who is looking at it from, the lens from the stock market, guess what? The things that he's saying and that I'm saying, it is going to come to pass. So I'm going to break down what he had just said over here. Let me just pull this up. And yeah, let me pull it up right here. This is what he said. He said GME is about to melt up above $100, and here's why. A short thread summarizing my GME melt up thesis and the numerous way to take advantage of this once in a lifetime opportunity. And guys, it is definitely a once in a lifetime opportunity. And this is what I've been stressing, why I keep saying like Roaring Kitty is extremely special. But he said below are snapshots of BTC, SPY, NVIDIA, GME in 2020. What you'll notice about all these theses is that each one had a bullish weekly trigger slash monthly trigger, crossing following by the melt up to the upside. And this is what he was talking about right here. Let me show you. Here's the trigger, boom, then followed by a melt up. Then if you look at the SPY, here's the trigger, followed by a melt up. And NVIDIA, boom, followed by a melt up. And currently right now, we just had this trigger, or the trigger for GameStop actually happened, right? Or is about, no, I'm sorry, this was for 2020. Then we seen that melt up. So now, fast forward, and I'm skipping some parts because it is in regards to other stocks that he's showing that happened this year with the weekly trigger, boom, Tesla as well. And you're seeing what Tesla is currently doing right now as well. But he used Tesla in the example. But looking at GameStop right here, here's the trigger. You're seeing that little cross, boom. So since that cross is happening, now he's expecting that GameStop to have a full blown parabolic move. And to further, tap in as far as to his post, this is what he had to say. He said GameStop posts the highest institutional ownership in history of the stock. Roy Kitty comes back with a time you cover a meme. GameStop posts a profitable quarter with 4.6 billion in cash, no dilution in the horizon, like I was talking about. He said it is clear that the bulls are now full in control of GameStop. Okay, so it's more about the GameStop, but this part right here is what I really want to go over. So these are the opportunities that he's presenting if you are into GameStop, right? So if you are into GameStop, he was saying like you could also make additional capital. And his audience, keep in mind, his target audience is people who's already invested into stocks as well into specifically into GameStop. So it's GameStop melts up top meme coins. So for blockchain traders where trading can never be halted, these are the coins that I have personally done my due diligence on and think they will perform exponentially alongside the stock. Look who's on here, guys. Roaring Kitty, $7.7 million market cap. That's when he first mentioned it as far as with this post. Currently, right now, I think we're at a $7.8 million market cap, so slightly up. But look how many views that this thing got. Over 23,000 views of people seeing at least, Roaring Kitty. Now, they are seeing these other meme tokens as well that's related to GameStop, but we are in the mix as well, too. And his target, as far as for his exit, is whenever GameStop reaches $130. So right now, there's he's given people plenty of time just to be able to not only load up on the GameStop stock, but as well as into the meme tokens. So from now, now until GameStop start having that melt up, we're going to start to see more and more holders start to tap into Roaring Kitty due to the fact of the GameStop connection, guys. So this thing is just getting started. And to add even more fuel to the fire, we're still not there as far as like alt season. So we're still not in alt season as of yet. But this does give us a path forward to where Roaring Kitty is about to go. So if you take a look here at the overall charts of Roaring Kitty, you've been seeing these wicks, right? So we are seeing some sales. Anytime that we do start to have like a leg up, we are seeing some people just selling. Some of them who bought during this little dip right here are taking small profits. You even have I think I even seen like a whale had sold some as well too. Then you had some people who got into here. So once we could cipher out some of these people, Again, at the end of the day, they only have X amount of tokens, so it may just take a few days, at tops, maybe a week or so, to be able to get some of these people out of their position, because once their selling pressure stops, then we're going to be able to start to test all-time highs, because roughly right now we're under 50% away from reaching all-time highs. And this pump right here, it may not even seem small, but this is all due to the you know Roaring Kitty making his post. This was like it was like a 68% pump, right? 68%, and we're less than 50% away from all time highs. So he makes another post and we get the same type of pump action. Guys, we're going to also be testing all time highs and possibly breaking it. And one thing about breakouts, like I mentioned, one thing about breakouts, they could continue to keep going until it finds the top. Because right now, if you look at the other token, GME, it's currently having a breakout. It's having a breakout. So we're on the docket. We're up next to being able to have our breakout. And it's just a matter of time until this actually happens. But I digress. Hopefully you guys got your bags prepared. And again, this is the same cheat sheet that I've been giving you guys since Roaring Kitty was at 100K market cap, saying like, hey, not financial advice. If I'm in your shoes and I'm hearing all this information, I need to get my hand of hold of 1 million roar, because the math is extremely simple. 1 million roar at $1 billion market cap, or at a dollar, which is the $1 billion market cap, would equal $1 million. Like, if you want to make $1 million, this probably right here is probably the easiest way to being able to do it in this current market. And I feel like it's almost a sure way. But at the end of the day, you got to make your own decisions and all this. But this is Random Art signing off. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace!